This is going to be a little bit of a different video because I want to rant about movie theaters, because I just came back from a movie today and it kind of helped me reflect on what's going on with them, and it's kind of crazy. I'm kind of starting to believe that movie theaters are going to phase out over time within the next few years. It's becoming way too convenient for people to just sit at home, sit on their couch, and watch everything that they could ever want from their couch with their streaming services and not have to spend money. They don't have to go out. They don't have to drive to the movie theater, pay extra money for food and snacks, whatever. They can just do it from home and eat their own food and not have to pay money. They're just paying a subscription. And yeah, honestly, I think that's kind of sad, because if you think about it, if movie theaters were to phase out soon, if you've talked a lot with your parents, you know, at some point they probably mentioned how they used to go to drive-in theaters when they were younger. And, you know, obviously those have phased out over time. I think there's a lot of places that still have drive-in theaters. Like I think there's one where my family lives, but yeah, very rare to come by. And it's crazy to think that, you know, over time, one day we'll probably be able to look back and be like, wow, remember when we used to go to the movie theater and, you know, watch movies there instead of watching movies at home and streaming everything on our TV. And, you know, you used to get together with your friends and have fun, have a good time. You know, a lot of people's first dates with people are at a movie theater. That won't be a thing anymore. So just thinking about it from that perspective is kind of crazy. But yeah, my experience with this, you know, it was over $40 between the movie, a drink, and popcorn. $40 to go, which obviously doesn't help their case. And on top of that, I've been noticing that, you know, I feel like when I was a kid and I would go to the movies, they would have times for a movie throughout the entire day, like even overnight. Like you'd be signing up for a movie and you'd be able to pick a time at like 2 a.m. And, you know, the latest time for most movies that I've seen online, because there's been a couple movies coming out that have piqued my interest, and, you know, most times don't go past like 9 p.m. anymore. It's like after that they close, the movie theaters close. And, you know, they're shortening the amount of time that they're staying open. They're having less show times in general. And, you know, it's starting to make me think that movie theaters are really starting to phase out. And that's really crazy. Because, you know, the movie theater is like a staple within society. It's an entire experience. And we're going to be trading this staple in society, this experience, for convenience. That's really all it boils down to. And, you know, it goes to show like how many fewer people are choosing to go out and hang out with people, as opposed to just staying inside and doing whatever solitary activities everybody does. Yeah, it shows a lot about how people are choosing to spend their free time nowadays. And the other thing I want to mention was how Paramount is buying out Warner Bros., which is only further monopolizing this idea of movie theaters and cinema in general. Like, to have a streaming service buy out Warner Bros. is only gonna create a negative effect for movie theaters as well. You know, it was either Paramount or Netflix, and it's like, are we serious? Like, these guys only care about their streaming services and what they're putting out on there. And, you know, I think from this we're going to see a lot less movies being pushed out in theaters, and if they are, the time that these movies are going to be put in theaters are going to be significantly less. A lot of movies nowadays are only put in theaters for like 2 to 3 weeks, which is crazy. And then they're pushing it into the streaming services right away, and DVD and whatnot. But yeah, I just wanted to rant about this a little bit because, seeing something like this phase out will be a very sad experience, very depressing. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Going to the movies, going to the cinemas is a great experience. Even going by yourself is great. Just getting through the 20 minutes of advertisements that's not supposed to happen. The movie starts at 9 o'clock. The movie's actually not starting until like 9:30 because you got all the advertisements. It's just part of the experience. But yeah, movie theaters are probably phasing out because of the convenience of streaming services. Yeah, that's all for now.